for joining us. Think we'll just get into questions here. Media have questions for Coach Doeren. James Henderson, go ahead.
Hey, Dave, where you guys at, coming out of your first scrimmage?
Well, we came out healthy, so that was good. That's the biggest thing you worry about in these fall camp scrimmages. It was really good back and forth on the field. There was, some explosive plays offensively that were fun to watch. There were some takeaways on defense, some really good plays made. And Tayshawn Smith, it was great having him out there. Had a really nice fumble that he stripped out. So you got to see the completion of plays. I thought at the quarterback position, which is probably what everyone wants to know, Devin played very well, very poised. I really thought the three quarterbacks showed good poise in the scrimmage and made some good plays, protected the ball, didn't throw any interceptions. But, need to continue to do some things just from a game management standpoint. I would say the guys that needed it, that play a lot for us on game day, we got them in, got them out, and got some good work in. I thought we tackled pretty well. It was good to see the running backs get tackled. They need that, for them, just from a ball security standpoint. And we're able to get some good work on our special teams with some kickoff returns against some live guys running down at them and field goal kickers against some good rush. So, but we need to scrimmage again. We will this week on Thursday, which is 2 weeks from the kick.
I asked Tim a similar question, in terms of how do you balance, getting your older guys some reps, taking a really good look at your younger guys, and also kind of, obviously you want to protect from those injuries leading into your first game.
Yeah, I think it's a really good question. And that's the conversations we're having in these staff meetings is how many reps does Isaiah Moore need? He's played a lot of football. Well, he needs enough. And what is enough? Probably 30 to 40 reps, where they're in there, their heart's beating, they're getting a lot of good situational work. We hit backed up, we hit red zone, we hit short yardage, we hit 2 minute, and then we had just some regular move the ball series. So the guys were able to get into those situations, and you just need to get them enough where they're ready for game day. And on the other hand, the younger players, we're trying to get them into the 50, 60 rep count where we can put those guys through it and see if they are ready to help us. To get Julian Gray a bunch of reps, a guy that's been impressive in camp, to get Demi Sumo a bunch of reps. And then for guys that were hurt last year that are trying to get back into game shape, they need reps, and so it helps to get Tim McKay a bunch of reps because he missed a lot of time last year on the field. But it's a player by player discussion. It's something that we really look at from a rep count, and it's you don't want to find out on game day you didn't do enough, and I think that's kind of where we're at. And the weather played into it. Saturday it was hot, so we had to be smart that way too.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead, Jonas.
Coach Gibson said that with so many guys back in defense, he wants them to play faster this year. And it feels like they're playing a little faster because they know what to do. They know how to line up, they know the plays. Has that been something that's kind of jumped off the page at you through the first few weeks of practice and throughout the first scrimmage with the ones, with the starters and the guys who know what to do?
Yeah, I think, the continuity of player experience and coach, they're all with the same coaches on defense that they had a year before. Same system, same terminology, and playing next to the same player in many cases. That's helped them play faster. I think there's trust. There's built experience. Not that we're playing perfect football. We're not. There's a lot of things we got to do better, but they are playing fast. And what I've seen is they're spending more time talking about the situation. Maybe it's third and long. They're talking about that down and distance, or it's red zone and they're talking about the field position. Or they're talking about the offensive sets. They're talking about the other side of the ball instead of, when you're just getting into a defense where you're just getting with a player that hadn't played with you, you're talking about what's the call again? Where do I line up? And we're not having those conversations with the ones and most of the time, not with the twos.
And it's a follow-up. The offense is no slouch either. There's plenty of guys on that side of the ball who have played the last couple of years. How had those battles been, and how are they making each other better in practices and at the scrimmage on Saturday?
Well, I think the biggest thing for both sides of the ball, it's not that it's been well documented. There's a lot of experience back. The problem we've had is that they haven't been on the same field together for consecutive days. We've had guys in and out for, last season it was injuries or it was COVID. Now it's just, a guy's out with a sore hamstring here, or a guy's sick today. And we want the five best O linemen to play with each other every day, every period, and build continuity and chemistry. And so we're still trying to get to that, Jonas. I think there's a little bit of a misconception that we've got all these guys back. We do, but we also need them all to be out on the field at the same time, working together for consecutive days after days after days. And we've been able to get that in some spots, but not enough of them for me to say that I feel good about it yet. So that's kind of where it's at.
Todd Gibson.
Yeah, Dave, I logged on late. I apologize for that. Hopefully this question hasn't been asked, but it looks like right now you'll be playing in front of a full crowd. Stands will be filled. How big of an advantage is that, especially at Carter Finley Stadium for you guys, because you got such a rabid fan base?
Yeah, well, I was hoping so. I think people have been cooped up, and judging by some of the other public events that I've been able to go to, hockey games were crazy. Just seemed like the fans would want to be at a game and go nuts, and having a night game on top of it. I expect to have a very lively crowd and a bunch of people that are excited to see their football team and their coaching staff on the field together. And so that's what we were hoping for. And the student body being a part of that as well. So that's what makes college football fun, is the pageantry of it. And Carter Finley Stadium on a night, weeknight in particular, is usually a very, very special venue.
Alex Sawyer.
Yeah, Dave, I asked Coach Gibson a similar question, but specifically with the linebackers and having, pretty much that whole unit very experienced and back, how much does that help the defense, not only because they know where, they need to be and what they need to do, but they can kind of help set everything up and have that experience playing together?
Yeah, I think the continuity of that group is good. I think there's also been an opportunity to build some depth behind those guys. And Coach Gibson's done a nice job with Jalen Scott and Devon Betty. Those two guys have been able to play both Mike and Will and rotate inside and outside so that we can, build some things so that if a player's out, whether he's just tired or injured, we don't have that inexperienced plug-in. We want to be able to stay at a competitive level. We feel like our three starters are as good as anybody's in the country, if not better. We just want to make sure that when one of them steps off the field because his helmet comes off or is, overheated or whatever it might be, that the next guy going in is just as good. And unfortunately, Levi's been out with some minor stuff. Peyton's been out with some minor stuff. But the positive of that is we've been able to rep those other guys and get them ready to play. And they've really done a nice job in their absences. And I think we'll have everybody starting tomorrow back on the field. So that'll be good.
Go ahead, Jonas.
Coach, with the prep season in North Carolina starting back on Friday, how much are you and your staff looking forward to getting back out there and evaluating guys in person as opposed to over watching film last year? You couldn't get out and actually go to those schools.
I'm excited for the high schools. I know that was hard for them not playing last fall and being able to have their normal Friday night lights, in the fall for all these high school teams and coaches. I'm excited for them and happy for them. For us, it's valuable to have live evaluations. We missed that in recruiting. It's something we truly believe in as one of the most critical ingredients in the evaluation process is seeing them play in person. And so being able to go back out and hit the road and do that on Friday nights, we look forward to that.
Does anybody else have anything for Coach Doeren? Looks like we're good. Coach, thank
All
you.
right.
Appreciate the
Thank
time.
you, guys. Appreciate your time.